Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2 a.m. tapes. Here we share chilling stories and mysteries that come alive when the world sleeps. So turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and listen closely. Because at 2 a.m., the tapes start to speak. I'm not the kind of person who scares easily. Horror games, I laugh through them. Ghost videos, fake. I always thought fear was just adrenaline mixed with imagination. But this wasn't imagination. It started 2 weeks ago. I was deep into a late-night YouTube binge, watching those "I ordered a mystery box from the dark web" videos. Most were obviously fake, ketchup-smeared dolls, random broken toys, old phones with no battery. But one video got to me. The guy wasn't laughing. He wasn't even talking much. He just stared into the camera, pale, whispering, "Don't open them, ever." The raw terror in his eyes, unscripted and unfeigned, burrowed deep into my mind, a tiny seed of unease in the fertile ground of my skepticism. That night, I found a hidden link in the video's comments. I never should have clicked it, but curiosity, it's a sickness, a relentless itch that demands to be scratched, even when you know it might draw blood. I rationalized it, of course. It's probably just a prank, a viral marketing stunt. The rational part of my brain, however, was quickly being drowned out by the siren call of the unknown. The link led to a Tor access-only marketplace. Everything was anonymous. Usernames like Nullmouth, Bleed Palace, X-Hollow. Listings ranged from the usual drugs and weapons to deeply disturbing categories. Human parts, raw, cursed tech, sleep experiments. Each click sent a shiver down my spine, a morbid fascination mixed with a growing sense of dread. It felt like I was peeking behind a veil that was never meant to be lifted. But one caught my eye. The Parcel. You open it. It opens you. $4.99. Free shipping. A joke, obviously. A pathetic attempt at edgy marketing for some pathetic trinket. That's what I told myself. The rationalization continued, even as my finger hovered over the Buy Now button, a strange magnetism pulling me in. I bought it. A fleeting thought of buyer's remorse, quickly overshadowed by a thrill I couldn't quite explain. The next morning, I thought maybe it wouldn't even come. Maybe it was all an elaborate scam, a digital ghost in the machine. But 5 days later, at 3:13 a.m., I heard a knock. Not the doorbell. A slow, knuckle-against-wood knock. My heart jolted, a sudden, unexpected percussion against my ribs. I peeked through the curtain, my breath catching in my throat. There was no delivery truck, no person, just a small black parcel on my doorstep. It was perfectly cubic, its edges impossibly sharp, absorbing the faint moonlight rather than reflecting it. No tape, no label, no return address, just a seamless, matte black surface. I brought it inside and stared at it for a while. The box felt wrong. It was warm, almost like it was breathing, a faint, rhythmic thrum against my fingertips, a subtle pulse that seemed to echo the beat of my own increasingly frantic heart. When I finally opened it, I expected junk. A rock, a piece of trash, anything to confirm my initial cynical assessment. Instead, inside was a mirror. Old, cracked, and dusty, but under the dust was a note, handwritten in shaky ink. "Don't look too long, it sees through you too." I laughed. A nervous, forced sound that did little to dispel the growing unease. Creepy, sure, but not terrifying, just some cheap parlor trick. I set the mirror on my desk and forgot about it, or at least I tried to. That night, everything changed. I woke up at 2:44 a.m. My room was freezing, the kind of bone-deep cold that seeps into your marrow. My phone was off. Even though it was charging, its screen a dead black rectangle. The mirror was glowing faintly, not brightly, just enough to cast a shimmer over the walls. An ethereal, sickly green light that made the shadows dance like malevolent sprites. I looked into it. My reflection stared back, a pale, wide-eyed version of myself, illuminated by the eerie glow. And I swear to God, it blinked. Not me, the reflection. It blinked. Its eyes, my eyes, closed and opened. A slow, deliberate movement. I didn't. It did. My own eyes remained fixed, unblinking, locked in a silent, terrifying duel with my reflected self. A cold sweat broke out on my forehead, and a guttural gasp escaped my lips. I threw a hoodie over it and tried to sleep, but I felt watched. The kind of deep, primal feeling that creeps into your skin and coils around your spine. A cold, reptilian grip that squeezes the air from your lungs. Every shadow seemed to stretch and ride. Every creak of the house sounded like a deliberate step. That's when I started hearing whispers. They weren't outside, they weren't inside. They were inside the mirror, muffled at first, like distant voices speaking through a thick pane of glass. At first, it was just my name, soft, like a thought barely audible over the frantic thumping of my heart. A playful, almost tender murmur, drawing me in. Then it started saying things I had forgotten, cruel things I'd done, secrets I had buried deep in the forgotten corners of my memory. Remember the kitten in 4th grade? The voice was a dry, rasping whisper, yet it sounded undeniably like my own internal monologue, twisted and amplified. You left her crying. You watched. The words were an accusation, each syllable a barb digging into old wounds. You wanted it to happen, a chilling pronouncement that echoed the darkest parts of my own self-loathing. I stopped sleeping. The whispers grew louder, clearer, a constant litany of my past misdeeds, interspersed with unsettling predictions and pronouncements. My mind became a battleground, constantly assaulted by the mirror's venomous truths. I tried to throw the mirror away. I wrapped it in towels and old clothes and anything I could find and carried it outside. My hands shaking so violently I nearly dropped it. I hurled it into the dumpster with a desperate prayer, the clang of metal against metal sounding like a death knell. But every time I woke up, it was back. On my desk, glowing faintly, with a new message scratched into the glass, appearing as if from nowhere. You're mine now. The scratches were thin, jagged lines, forming letters that seemed to writhe and shift as I stared at them, like living veins. It knew things no one else could possibly know. It started showing me flashes, not reflections, but moments, memories that weren't my own, or perhaps were my own but distorted, twisted. My parents arguing when I was a kid, their faces contorted in expressions of pure venom. My ex sobbing after I ghosted her, her pleas echoing in the silence of my room. My dead grandfather, his face twisted in something between pain and disappointment, his eyes fixed on me with a knowing, sorrowful gaze. Each flash was a jolt, a stab to my psyche, eroding my sense of reality. Then I saw my own body, lying in bed, but not breathing. Still pale, mouth open like it was screaming, yet no sound escaped. My own face, lifeless, eyes staring blankly at the ceiling. It was me, yet it wasn't. It was an echo, a promise, a horrific premonition. I smashed the mirror, not with a conscious decision, but in a sudden, desperate surge of pure terror and revulsion. My fist connected with the glass with a sickening crunch. Blood, real blood, gushed out of the cracks like it was alive, pulsing and thick, staining my desk, my clothes, my hands. My hands blistered instantly, the skin sizzling and peeling back as if I'd plunged them into acid. The lights flickered, plunging the room into momentary darkness, then flaring back on with a sickly yellow glow. And I swear, the shadows on my walls twisted into faces. Dozens of them, grotesque and grinning, their eyes burning with an unholy light. They watched, they grinned, they mouthed something silently, their forms shifting and contorting in the flickering light. You opened it. Now it opens you. The whispers returned, louder than ever, a cacophony of voices echoing those malevolent words, surrounding me, pressing in. I passed out from the pain, from the sheer terror, from the overwhelming assault on my senses. When I woke up, the mirror was gone. My hands, though still raw and aching, were no longer blistering. The blood was gone too, vanished without a trace, leaving only a faint metallic scent in the air. But things haven't gone back to normal. I see things in glass now, in bathroom mirrors, black screens, puddles. There's always a face behind mine, watching, grinning, waiting. Its eyes are always my eyes, but dead, hollow, filled with an ancient, unspeakable hunger. It moves when I move, a perfect parody of my actions. Yet it's not me, it's something else, something that wrote in on the back of the parcel. And I keep finding boxes on my doorstep. Same size, no return address. They appear at odd hours, always just outside my peripheral vision, materializing silently, ominously. I throw them away without opening them, my stomach churning with revulsion and fear. But the next night, they're back. Inside my room, on my bed, sometimes tucked neatly beside my pillow, each one a silent, chilling reminder that I am no longer alone. I tried telling someone. My friend laughed, his eyes crinkling with amusement, convinced I was telling him a particularly elaborate urban legend. Then the next day, he stopped replying to my texts, stopped answering my calls. A cold, crushing dread settled in my chest. A week later, I got a parcel with his name carved into the side. The letters were shallow but distinct, as if etched by a fingernail. I didn't open it. I couldn't. The smell of something sickly sweet, something decaying, permeated the air around it. I just stared at it, frozen, a silent scream building in my throat. I don't even know what's real anymore. My grip on reality feels tenuous, fraying at the edges. Every shadow holds a potential threat, every silence a hidden whisper. I jump at every sound, my nerves constantly on edge. Sometimes I wonder if that version of me I saw lying in bed, the dead one, was the real me, the one that was delivered, opened, and consumed. And this is just the part that's trapped inside the box. The lingering echo, the desperate fading consciousness of what was once me, now merely a puppet dancing to a dark, unseen master. Please, if you ever see a listing called The Parcel, don't buy it. Don't let your curiosity be your undoing. Don't even click it. Don't even acknowledge its existence. Because once it finds you, it doesn't go away. It lingers. It hunts. It consumes. It just keeps delivering until there's nothing left to return.